Governor Cox has a relationship with her, so we felt like it was a good time for us to get together and reach out to her and see what we can do as a state to set the record straight on the fact that we're not a sanctuary state.
Governor Cox also cites a memo that Bernanke's office issued a memo calling Utah a sanctuary state.
Welcome back to Live at Noon. It is 12:31. A new report posted by our content sharing partners at the Salt Lake Tribune in collaboration with ProPublica says Utah makes welfare so hard to get, some feel that they have to join or in some ways participate in activities of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in order to get aid.
We welcome you to this discussion tonight. Elder Gong and I are grateful to be together and that you would join with us. This will be a dialogue rather than a lecture. We have entitled our visit together, Muslims and Latter-day Saints, Understanding One Another.
On PBS News Weekend, death and destruction in the Middle East as Hamas launches a surprise assault on Israel, drawing swift retaliation.
Now at 10, Utah Rabbi Avremi Zippel is reacting to a statement the First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints shared today on the war in Israel. Rabbi Zippel saying, quote, "A statement devoid of the word terror misses the mark, in my opinion, especially from such a historically staunch ally of the Jewish people."
Students and staff attending BYU's Journalism Center are now in Athens, Greece. Now, they say on their center's website that 93 students, faculty, their families, and service couples left Israel for Athens.
Students attending BYU's Jerusalem Center are getting ready to come home from Greece.
Yeah.
Happening right now, campuses across the country have erupted in protest over Israel's strikes on the Gaza Strip. We've seen large demonstrations crop up in New York, California, Texas, and now today, Utah.
Friday is a day of prayer. And in today's congregation sits a group of students from a private school in Utah County.
So we wanted our students to be able to come and connect here and feel a part of this Muslim community because we're all connected.
Grant Beckwith is
of the Muslim community are speaking out on a social media post by a Utah state lawmaker. That video posted by Davis County Representative Trevor Lee has many accusing Lee of making a vague post that incited hateful comments.
On the NewsHour tonight, New Year's celebrations turned to horror. A driver tore through Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing and wounding multiple people in what's being investigated as a terrorist attack.
To everyone at the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, including the FBI, for working nonstop to investigate this heinous act. The FBI is leading the investigation to determine what happened, why it happened, whether there was any continuing threat to public safety. Here's what we know so far. The FBI has reported to me the killer was an American citizen, born in Texas. He served in the United States Army on active duty for many years. He also served in the Army Reserve until a few years ago. The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill, The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack.
First, I will declare a national emergency, but provide sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals.
When do you need that money in order for this to be effective?
The sooner we get the money, the more effective we're going to be. But because there's limited money right now, doesn't mean we're not going to start day one. We'll deal with it as we're going to start day one. The president's going to take steps to secure the border day one. We're going to start the national operation day one.
Do you plan to prosecute public officials who don't help you?
What I would say is, sanctuary cities don't want to help us, that's fine. I think it's wrong, but that's fine, because I would think any elected official would want to remove public safety threats from the communities. But there's a line they can't cross.
Should we expect workplace raids?
Yes. You can count on worksite enforcement coming back.
Do you plan to separate families?
Families, I've said it before, families can be, if a family needs to be deported, if members of the family need to be deported, then that parent needs to make a decision.
President Trump has also overturned sanctions brought in under the Biden administration on far-right Israeli settler groups and individuals in the West Bank.
Well, the Trump administration recently announced federal immigration officers can now arrest people in churches and schools.
The administration continues to drastically change the U.S. immigration system during the first 100 days in office. Earlier this morning, the State Department released a memo canceling all refugee travel and processing. The president also issued a number of executive orders involving immigration over the last 3 days. Those orders include ending birthright citizenship, declaring a national emergency at the border, and designating cartels as terrorist organizations.
Utah, a sanctuary state.
You have mentioned that there could be a hotline for people to call in to report undocumented immigrants in their communities. It's one thing we're considering, yeah.